This video picks up exactly where my last one left off. So this is a warehouse. I'm going to assume that these items were moved here from somebody's home in order to conduct this sale. And I just got on estatesales.net today, and it looks like they brought more items to this warehouse, and they're having a sale again starting today and then running 3 more days. If it was not -5 degrees with the wind chill right now, I would definitely go check it out. But I think I'm going to wait until tomorrow when we should be above 0, because it was probably somewhere in the teens this day and I froze, especially once I get to the back of the warehouse where the lighting is really bad. It is very cold. They do have a space heater running in this front part, so it was probably about 10 degrees warmer on this side than it was all the way to the back, but it was still really chilly in here. Now, I don't think I mentioned today is half off day at this sale, and then it was running the next day at 75% off, but I went to probably about 5 or 6 estate sales with my parents the next day, and I bought absolutely nothing. It was a total bust. I probably would have done better if I would have headed back to this sale for 75% off day. But we had a lot of fun, and we had a really good lunch. And it's always fun hanging out with my parents, going to estate sales or going thrifting. This whole little salon setup back here was really neat. It was an entire matching set, and you could tell this was from either the 70s or the 60s, but it was a really cool set. Now that sanitizer right there, it didn't have the light, and I did look up the brand, and the brand really wasn't selling. I couldn't find any listed, any solds. So I did not pick that up. But keep an eye out for those. Some of those will sell for hundreds of dollars. I'm always looking for those, and then the lather machines. Those also can sell for really good money. Now I spot some perfumes. I just sold this one, so I know that will sell. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up. This one, I have never seen anything like this. There is something growing inside of that bottle of perfume. Bath & Body Works perfumes usually sell really well, and I can tell this one is very vintage. So I don't look this one up. I just go ahead and put it in my bag, and those are the only 2 perfumes I pick up. I do look at those minis, but I don't see much. And this is where I'm showing you guys I can see my breath. That's how cold it is out here. And then I had to use my phone and keep my flashlight on the entire time because they had all this plywood laying down on the ground, and if you didn't know it was there, it was really easy to trip. Vintage linens used to sell really well for me, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. So right now I'm kind of in desperation mode because I feel like I've been in this barn freezing and I haven't really found anything. So I had planned to grab those, and then once I start looking at other things, putting other stuff in my bag, I went ahead and I put all of these vintage linens back that I had grabbed, which wasn't much. I think I had grabbed 4 pillowcases, and that was it. When I had seen the vintage salon equipment, I was hoping there would be items like this. So I grabbed all 3 of these hairbrushes. One of them ended up being used. I didn't know that until I went to go list them. Now I spot this package of Zest soap over in the corner, and the graphics are what really drew me to this. I could tell it was vintage. It had like an 80s color scheme to it. So this 2-pack ended up being from 1988, and it sold within 4 hours of listing. Zest soap is always something I keep an eye out for. Anything vintage or anything with a different type of scent, I always look it up. This one I didn't look up because I have sold that in the past. Now these eyelashes, I absolutely love the packaging on these, and the sell-through rate is crazy. There's 3 listed and 8 sold, which for a vintage item like that is a really good sell-through rate. I feel like I probably should have looked more into that Neutrogena, and I didn't. And because it's so dark, I probably should have went back through that table, and I didn't. So I'm definitely going to head back to this sale. I'm just going to bundle up and take some gloves this time. So if you see anything on any of these tables that you think I should have picked up or looked more into, let me know in the comments, because hopefully they will still be there. If there wouldn't have been a missing roll of ribbon, I definitely would have picked this up. The graphics are amazing, colors are amazing, but because it was already open and missing a roll, I did not pick that one up. Maybe down from the corner, maybe? And it should be there. Oh, you're okay. I recognize that bucket right away. I had this when I was younger, and I'm trying to get more active on my whatnot, so I think that this will do really good on whatnot. The top is just really dusty. It needs to be cleaned off. This was a struggle to open. So it looks complete enough to me to go ahead and purchase, especially because it was half off of this price. I still haven't messed with this. I'm going to put this in my Monday whatnot auction. I just had an auction last night. It went really well. If you came, if you just watched, you didn't purchase anything, I appreciate it. If you purchased something, I appreciate that too. I really feel like if you're not doing the live auction selling, that you're missing out on a big piece of the puzzle when it comes to reselling. Whatnot is just getting larger and larger. Now, I know it's not for everybody, and there are some items that I would definitely never put in my whatnot because I want to get top dollar for them, and eBay is definitely where you go if you want top dollar. But for items that I'm just looking to move quickly, Whatnot has been amazing this last month. Last night, I sold mostly toys and perfumes, and I had 30 items in my auction. I sold 26 of them, and I sold $415 in 45 minutes. I like to preload all my items in my show so people can go and see what I have available, and you know whether or not it's something that you want to sit in on and watch, or if there's really nothing in the show that interests you, so you'll go ahead and skip out this time. I've mentioned this before, I'm very deliberate with my time. I like to strategically plan my day, so it's kind of hard for me to sit through a Whatnot auction if I'm not too sure if there's anything I even want to purchase in the show. So that's why I prefer to preload everything, just to save you the time. And if you're a reseller, you can look up to see what I'm selling, to see if there's anything you can make some money on. Now, I should have been loading up my Monday show, but I have just kind of been relaxing today doing stuff around the house. But I do have probably about 6 pairs of retro Jordans that I plan to auction off. More perfumes. I have so many perfumes, it's crazy. Mostly minis for this show, and probably a couple more Monster High dolls. And then I'm not too sure after that what else I'm gonna have. Now, my next show is probably gonna be at my parents' house, the show after this one. and I'm going to auction off my mom's eBay inventory that has been sitting in her basement for probably about a year unlisted. So it's all the good stuff that she's picked up at the bins, and just family things happen, and my mom was a caretaker for quite some time, so she kind of took a little step back from her and my dad's eBay account. My dad is the shipper, my mom's the lister, so things just haven't been getting listed. And I want her to have a fresh slate so that we can start going to the bins together again, and she can start selling on eBay, but she really needs to get rid of what she has, and she has some really great inventory. I purged a large number of the items that I had listed or unlisted this summer. It was kind of like a mix of both, and it was almost like a fresh new start. And I've been doing so much better on my eBay. My sales are better. I'm able to keep myself more organized. Sometimes when your death pile is just too large, it's a little overwhelming. Or when you have items that aren't moving and they're just listed, it's like a breath of fresh air to get rid of those. Now, I did pick up those bells. Those are Mr. Christmas. They claim they work. I still haven't listed those or tested those. Oh my gosh, I just comped those bells for this video, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. As soon as I'm done editing this video, I need to go downstairs, plug those in, test them, and get those listed. I didn't realize that those were selling for $60. I just picked them up because we're so close to Christmas, and usually anything Mr. Christmas sells really well this time of year. And ironically, I just picked up another set of those bells at Salvation Army about 3 days ago, and they're still sitting in the bag underneath my table right now. So I'm gonna get both of those sets listed tonight. If I don't do anything else, I'm getting those two listings up. These Dream Builder blocks, I picked these up for my next Whatnot auction. I have a lot of toys in my next auction, so I figured this would kind of fit in with everything. I have to see what all is there, clean off the top. It's super dusty from being stored, and then go from there. So I spent $26 total at this sale. So I picked this up, and then I picked up this Bells of Christmas. Supposedly it works. I didn't test it out. We'll see. I'm going to get that listed tonight.
Said no. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah! And then I picked up 2 of these vintage Cricut hairbrushes. I'm not too sure what these are worth. They're vintage. I'm going to say that I can probably get at least $25 to $40 per brush. And then this Spornet brush, I think I can get around the same, between probably $25 and $40. Unfortunately, it's not boar hair. If it was boar hair, I'd probably get quite a bit more. This is really rare. When I picked this up and it was glass, I knew this one was old. I don't see a date on this. But I had to put this into Terapeak, and I couldn't see how full the ones that sold were, but they were all over $100, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Mine is a 3.4 ounce, so it'll probably sell for $100. So I'm not too sure how much I will list mine for. I'll list mine on Mercari and Bonanza. Everything was half off at this sale. This Zest, I think it was like $17 or $18. These are from 1988. It's a 2-pack. And then the only reason I picked up these Helen of Troy and this Curl Master was because they were half off. So I only paid $1 for them. They're vintage. They're brand new. So that's why I picked those up. Now, this perfume I just sold brand new. This one's half full. So I'll pop up what I sold the full bottle for, and I'll probably price this half of that. So I want to say somewhere around $30 or $40. I want to say like $30 is what I'll price that for. These, I could tell these were super old. I mean, just by the graphics. And then on the back, I tried to look for a date, but I couldn't find one. They're There's 5 listed and like 17 sold, and they sell for around $25. So these will basically pay for everything after fees, maybe just a little bit short of what I paid for everything. So I should make quite a bit off of this little haul. I could have swore there was another little perfume. Maybe not. But yeah, so this is everything that I picked up at that sale. That sale was crazy. It was super dark in there. I couldn't see anything without my phone. Frankie always has to sniff everything. Oh, back up, Frankie. Move it, girl. Stop licking me. Go. Okay, you guys, I had a couple people ask about the keychains in my last video. I did not show them, and I just totally forgot about it. So I picked up just some random local keychains. For the most part, most are local. And then this Cadillac gold key delivery. This is like a Cadillac owner privileges. I have no clue what this is. Cadillac roadside service. I usually pick up anything that is like Cadillac, Audi, any type of luxury brand. I always pick up those keychains. And then, like I said, just some local stuff. I need to look this up. And then this is in the shape of a pipe, and it's got like a couple little tools that pop out of it. But these were the keychains that I picked up. Keychains can sell for quite a bit. Just go into eBay, type in vintage keychain, go to sold, sort by the highest price, and you'd be really surprised. It was definitely a really good day out estate sailing, especially when I can make one day into 2 videos. That means it was a really good day. Now, as I had mentioned, I mentioned in my last video, I had looked 2 weeks ahead and I had only seen 1 estate sale in my area. But I looked this morning and 2 popped up that started today. But like I said, it's just way too cold today. So I'm going to go to estate sales tomorrow, but they're really starting to wind down in my area. So I think it's time to start going back to the bins. So I will definitely start having footage for sure of me going to the bins. Kind of have a love-hate relationship with the bins. They can be absolutely amazing, or I can spend 6 hours there and walk away with hardly anything. Thrifting is pretty good in my area, and in my surrounding area, the bins is like a 45-minute drive. So I'm really going to play around with some things this winter, try some retail arbitrage, and really try to focus in on my top performing categories from 2024, which of course my top performer was perfumes, and then after that it was cleaning products, and then flatware. Surprise, surprise. I kind of feel like I've pulled away from flatware. I haven't been as like actively searching it out like I used to, and after seeing in my sales report that it was the number 3 category that I sold in for 2024, I feel like I need to go back to that and start actively looking for flatware on places like Facebook Marketplace, Google searches for auctions, posting ads on Facebook Marketplace, and in my local Facebook groups. I have some goals that I want to meet in 2025 when it comes to reselling, and I know what I have to do those. I just need to actually do it. So I'm going to try and start doing that now instead of waiting until after the new year. I am going to hold a live probably just on Facebook on, I believe it's December 27th. I have it scheduled on my Facebook, and it's just going to be about how I set myself up for a new year, the goals that I set, and then how I keep track of everything, the things that I order to keep myself on track, that type of stuff. I feel like I have a really good start for 2025. I'm way more organized than I was at any point in my reselling career. This is definitely the most organized I've been. eBay sales so far this year have grown 44% compared to 2023. Definitely want to keep on that trend. I'm going to end this one right here. I need to start packaging up these whatnot sales and get those Christmas bells listed that I claimed I was going to list almost a week ago now. I will have a bonus video out this weekend for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you on Saturday.